I love social media because it's exposure, but I can get the same exposure by directly emailing. And it's more guaranteed. Like social media controls algorithms, I control my email list. So you have to capture data. If you're not capturing data with your social media audience, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
If you're not capturing people's emails, that's Instagram's audience. Ooh. That's not your audience.
That ain't your girl. That's
Instagram's girl.
That's everybody's girl.
That's everybody's girl.
I'm incredibly excited about this conversation we're about to have because the guest that we have today isn't going to be able to just talk about breaking into tech, scaling in tech, starting a tech business, but not just starting a tech business, but a tech business that actually is generating revenue. A tech business that actually is incredibly beneficial, honestly, to many of you that are tuning in. So you're going to learn a lot of game. Honestly, the guest we have today is talking about something that we've actually never talked about before on Tech is the New Black. So whether you are looking to do something similar like the guest, or if you yourself aspire to be a tech founder, you're going to need the component that he's talking about. There's an old quote that I heard that says that, sales is king, marketing is queen. And just like chess, the queen piece is incredibly valuable. Many times you lose because you don't know how to actually operate and move with that piece. So we're incredibly excited about this conversation. Now, as always, make sure y'all stick around to the end because we always have a treat for you. But the treat we had today, honestly, is the best treat that we've ever had for you before. But we're gonna be choosing someone based on the way that you answer a comment, based on the discussion I'm gonna have with my guest today. So make sure you like, subscribe, and that you're engaged in the comments so that way you can be put into the pile of people that will be able to win on this incredible giveaway. So, Leander, bro, really excited for you to be here on Tech is the New Black.
Nah, man, I appreciate you having me, man. Just give a background. Me and Cyrus met in Miami, man.
Yeah.
At Big Tech Energy Shop to Jared. Just your stand-up guy, bro. Like, you've been
Appreciate
solid. Got your number and everything. You always hit me back. So I really appreciate that. And first and foremost, want to thank you for creating a safe space for Black people, Black founders, professionals to come and be their authentic selves and share their experience, man. Because I think we need that. A lot of people are always asking how we do things, so I think your platform is giving everybody that game.
Bro, I appreciate that so much, but I got to call Cap on something you said, because he said I always hit him back. I'm going to keep it a stack with y'all. I'm going to keep it a hundo. This man, you know how you meet somebody and like you click with them, and for whatever reason, when they hit you up, you just keep forgetting to get back to them. That was like my relationship with him, where I was like, why do I keep forgetting to hit this man back? Like, of all people.
Yeah.
And so I had to call Cap on that one part. But I will say my communication got better. Yeah.
But you hit me back, though,
stuff got better. I mean, we good now. We rolling now and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, no, bro, appreciate you so much, man. So, look, we got a lot to talk about, dude. So I'm really excited about this conversation. Now, someone that we are both huge fans of, y'all let us know in the comments if y'all are familiar with this guy as well. If you don't, you definitely need to get familiar. But there's a quote from Alex Hormozy, where he says that you sell because you're not good at marketing, and you marketing because you don't have a good product. But when you have a great product, marketing is easy. Now look, you are a co-founder, chief marketing officer.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, when you think like, okay, does marketing almost kind of forego the sales aspect when the product is really great? Because I mean, y'all have a great product. When the product is really great, does it make marketing easy, or is marketing still hard? So, bro, please rap for us real quick.
Yeah, man. I think having a great product, the product sells itself, right?
Yeah,
because people are using the product, right? And then word of mouth marketing is the number one marketing.
Yeah, facts.
So if I like a product, right, I might like a brand. I'm going to share that brand. I'm going to wear that brand. I'm going to expose that brand. That brand's not paying me.
True that.
I paid to wear the shirt.
Yo, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm walking around the street with a hoodie on, a t-shirt. That's smart. I'm a walking billboard.
Let me turn this ball man backwards real quick.
Right? You feel me?
Yeah.
Right? That's it's free advertising.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
People might like your hat.
Yeah.
Now they're going to ballman.com and buying the same thing you got.
Big facts.
Or they might find something else. They might find a hoodie, a shirt they like, because they see it on your head.
Yeah.
Right? So I think the same rule applies when it comes to like product-led growth, PLG. Right, so that's when the product sells itself.
Yeah, you said product-led growth.
Yeah, PLG, product-led growth.
Okay,
yeah, so it's a marketing terminology.
Yeah, break it down for us.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, that's when the product pretty much sells itself. So think of Calendly.
Okay.
Right, so Calendly was a great example of product-led growth.
Okay.
Because when you book an appointment on Calendly, it's like, hey, do you want to create your Calendly account too? Now, because I'm sending it to you, and just like Loom is another example, right? So I record. Loom is a video messaging app.
Yeah.
So I record videos on Loom. I send you a Loom. You might have never heard of Loom. You're like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fire. I need to go sign up for Loom.
Yeah.
That's product-led growth.
Yeah.
So where
Zoom,
people are
you got me about Zoom and other platforms,
Zoom,
like
everything. You hop on Zoom for the first time. Oh, what's this? I didn't know I could do video conferencing.
Yeah.
I need a Zoom account.
Yeah.
Product-led growth.
Man.
So I do agree with Alex Hormozy when it comes to like having a good product. If you have a good product, it sells itself.
Yeah.
But I think it makes marketing's job a lot easier when it comes to advertising and brand awareness.
Yeah.
Because I think marketing's job is to get exposure, right? I want as many people in the world to know who I am, what we do, and how we operate.
Yeah.
And their product is going to keep them, right? So I'm gonna get you to sign up, but the product is going to keep you there, or maybe have you upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe have you pay for the product.
Yeah. That's real. That's super real. You know, it's kind of a sidebar, but when we were talking about, you know, I guess even Zoom or meeting platform, my mind automatically went to Skype. And I was like, yo, Skype was such a missed opportunity because I know Microsoft,
Facts.
I don't know if they still own them, but I know at one point Microsoft bought them.
Okay.
I believe it was Microsoft that bought them. And it's like literally Skype started the game before FaceTime and everything else. And it's like the fact that they either didn't adapt or they didn't do much new or they got shelled. Yeah. And it's like, man, it's really crazy. It just goes to show, like, so many people were, you know, people be in my DMs. I'm sure you've experienced things like this too, where people will hit me up like, "Yo, Cyrus, I got this idea, this business thing that I'm working on." And they're like, "Yo, I want to tell you about it."
Right.
And half the time I'm not interested, but I'll be like, "Okay, go ahead, tell me." They're like, "Yeah, cool. Yo, I got this NDA though." I'm like, "Bro, you ain't got to tell me about the business idea." Because I'm like, it's not that deep to me. Like, I'm too busy. I'm not gonna hear some idea. I'm like, oh my god, it's like. I'm like, I can tell you ain't never started no business because you don't understand how much goes into starting that business. Now, usually what happens is it's a business that they're like, oh, that actually we already have the teams and the systems to do that. We're already in that market, so let's go ahead and do that. But anyway, it's just really a clear sign for people to see when they look at like a Skype where it's not necessarily about who's first, but who's consistent, who's innovating, you know. And I mean, really, real quick, this wasn't even a list of questions that we talked about, but like, what are kind of like some of your just quick thoughts on that?
I think that in business, man, everybody's your competition.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, Google can come out, they got the funding to create anything. Yeah. Right? So I think it's important for people to keep innovating. And I'm always learning, man. We're very curious. We stay on top of our game. Like I'm listening to podcasts, I'm reading books, like every day. I'm up at 5 a.m., you know what I'm saying? We work till 10, like it's the grind. Yeah. But it's fun, right? We have fun, we do work. My motto is like work hard, play harder. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think when it comes to business, I think the people that do fail is that they don't innovate. Or they don't adapt, right? They think, oh, just because I have this product at the beginning, it's gonna work forever. And that's not the case. Not at all. Like ChatGPT just came out a year ago. Nobody expected that.
Yeah, facts.
So I think you always gotta keep innovating and like never get comfortable because somebody is coming for your spot.
Yeah, I mean, even to that point with ChatGPT, it's kind of one of those things where, I mean, I think Google owned, I don't know if this is still the case, but at the time that ChatGPT came out, Google had a 94% market share of search. Like they were a monopoly,
100%.
You know, and so, but then when ChatGPT came along, and I don't want to say Google got comfortable. I wouldn't go as far to say that, but I would say that when ChatGPT came along, obviously Microsoft saw the opportunity and became a huge investor in them. You know, obviously Microsoft has Bing. Bing only had like 4% of the market. And it's just really crazy how ChatGPT came along and it's like, whoa. And it's like potentially we're nearing a future to where like why would you Google search something, you know, and have to scroll through articles, you know, when you could be given like an answer from it, you know, and then you can communicate. And it's just really seeing just how innovation can, even big companies with all these systems can slow down innovation in a certain sector.
100%. That's the goal.
Yeah. Man, so man, you got me hyped. All right, look, y'all see we going off on tangents, just talking about different stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. So So what were you doing before tech, and how did you eventually transition into this industry?
Yep. So brief background: I graduated from Georgia State University in Atlanta. Got 2 degrees, one in marketing and finance. While I was at Georgia State, I interned at Wells Fargo, and I interned at Arthur Blanks Foundation at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So I was working with Atlanta United, the PGA Superstore, and Atlanta Falcons underneath that brand. So that's what I was doing. That's my 2 internship experiences. And then my first job out of college was at Adobe. So that was my first introduction to technology and software, a software company. But I worked as a financial analyst. How I got that job really was networking, building really good relationships. I had a mentor at Adobe that hit me up. He was like, yo, we're looking for a financial analyst. I can introduce you to the recruiter. Got introduced, nailed the interview, and had to do a technical assessment. They flew me out to Adobe headquarters in San Jose. Did 3-round interviews on spot.
When you say technical assessment, what did that look like?
I'm glad you brought that up. So they gave me pretty much a 1-pager on can you do this financial model for us and put a presentation together explaining your analysis. So I had to do that within 3 days.
Okay.
I was like, man, you just messed up my weekend. Because I got it on Friday.
Yo, some of these companies don't be caring. They don't care. They be like, no, forget your weekend.
Facts.
You want to work here?
Do the work. I was like, man, it was a Friday. I was like, damn. I was like, man, I got to get it done by Monday. She was like, yes, we need it by Monday. I was like, all right, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah.
But I got it done, and then I had to do a second round interview with a project manager, senior manager. I presented the presentation. She loved it. It took about 2 weeks for me to get the final round. They flew me out to San Jose and had 3 final round interviews on site. They were an hour each with different managers in the finance department.
So all 3 of these took place in the same day?
Same day.
Okay.
But it was 4 hours of interviews.
Oh, man.
Crazy. From 8 to 12. They fed us lunch after those.
Yeah.
gave us a tour and everything. But I did those and I got hired on the spot. But I think what got me the job though is I brought collateral. And I think a lot of people don't do this. Is I brought my Wells Fargo projects that I did in my internship.
Okay.
So we're in a world where you have to show people, not tell people.
Exactly.
So before I sign up for a product, I want a free trial or I want a demo, right? I want to experience it myself. And then after I see the value, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that same approach when it comes to interviewing. Okay, I want to show you what I can do versus tell you in an interview.
Yeah.
Oh, I already did projects. I can create something from scratch.
Yeah.
I can come up with an idea and execute it on my own, right? If you give me a concept, I can take it and run with it. So I want to show that in the interview, and I think that's what kind of put me at the top of the list when it came to who we need to hire as a new grad. Because as a new grad, you don't have really any experience, but if I got that dog in me, that's what they want.
Exactly.
Are you hungry? Are you motivated? Are you curious? Because I'm gonna learn everything on the job, right? They're gonna teach me how to do my job.
I wonder if that's part of the reason. Low key, I was thinking about the whole weekend rush of them saying, you have to get it in by this point, because clearly they do that, but then they have you wait 2 weeks for the next interview. So clearly it wasn't really a rush. I wonder if it's more so them testing your discipline. Them realize, hey, this is a weekend. You know,
100%.
With this young guy, take off a weekend to knock out this assignment. So it's interesting, not necessarily mind games, but then really seeing, okay, what kind of person are we dealing with? Is this a person that will put work before fun and blah, blah, blah. So another piece, I want to highlight something. I want to make sure y'all don't miss this point, because sometimes, you can hear something and you could think, oh, that's only relatable to that person's role. I'm not doing that. But the game that he just dropped where he mentioned the projects, that you use previous projects. Honestly, like he mentioned, we're in a show, not tell space.
100%.
Where no matter what it is you're doing, it's more valuable for you to bring something you can show versus you just saying or just having something on your resume that says, hey, I'm good at this.
Right.
But it's like, yo, if you can bring something for real that shows people something
tangible.
Just like you said, that's real.
Yeah.
Hey, my bad. Keep rapping, bro. But I just want to make sure people caught that, John.
I can say I do X, Y, Z all day.
Yeah.
Anybody can cap. It's easy to talk, right? But it's hard to show.
Yeah.
Because now you got proof. Right? You can't say that I didn't create this when I'm showing you something I created.
Yeah.
It's real. It's live.
If you're interested in breaking into a 6-figure career in tech or scaling to over $500,000 in tech, then this video is for you. If not, then just swipe away. But I was able to break into the tech industry October 2021. And in my first year, I scaled to over $500,000 in tech. My second year, I was able to gross over $1 million. More importantly, I was able to freely help over 600 people break into 6-figure tech careers as well and scale further in the industry. Now, the number one question I've been getting from people is, how was I able to do this? How was I able to make so much money? How was I able to also help as many people as I've been able to help? Well, aside from doing coaching calls and trying to spend a whole bunch of time helping people individually, I've decided to create the Tech Rich program, where I literally break every single thing down that I've done and what I've been doing to show others how they can break into tech faster or scale to over $500,000 plus within their first few years in the tech industry as well. All you got to do, click the link in my bio. All the information's there. Check out the description. Message me if you have any other questions, and I'll see you on your journey scaling in tech.
So
Yeah,
that's
love
how I
that.
look at it.
Love that. All right, man. So that was kind of your initial when it came to Adobe.
That's how I got into tech.
Yeah, so that's how you got into the tech space.
Yep.
Now, how did you eventually transition over into like the marketing side of things, or when did you start at least like doing some type of marketing stuff?
Actually, this was high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in FBLA in high school. I was 16. Future Business Leaders of America. That was the like organization. And I actually placed like first in my county, top 10 in the state. We had to do like a presentation for like these random judges.
Yo, you've been
I've been doing this.
Yeah,
Now, I want to say that too. Like, it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah,
this is 10 years
This makes
in the
so
making.
much more sense now. Because when I saw your interview on Big Tech Energy, shouts out to Jared and Big Tech Energy.
Yep.
When I saw your interview on there, I said, yo, man, he's like really not just sharp, because sharp is one thing. It's people that are smart, they can learn things fast.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, like he actually has like knowledge. And I'm always curious whenever I see things like that, because you don't really learn a certain amount of knowledge overnight. It's like, yo, this takes, because someone could binge information,
100%.
but to communicate the information is, okay, you didn't binge that. That's something you've done. That's something you've implemented, something
Exactly.
like all of that, you've marinated on it. And I remember watching your interview and I was like, yo, like he's marinated on a lot of the stuff he's dropping right now. So hearing that, like you're saying, and I definitely want you to continue on it, but that it's not an overnight thing. It's like, yeah, bro, definitely keep like breaking that down for us.
Nah, I appreciate that first and foremost. But yeah, it's most definitely not an overnight thing. I've been doing marketing like for 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
It's always been ingrained in me, really, like since I was 16, really. My first job was at like Rack Room Shoes, bro. Like, I'm selling shoes for a living, making like $7.50. At 16, I was living. Nobody, like a lot of people have jobs. But everything was strategic.
Big facts.
I was in FBLA and then I majored in marketing. So I went to Georgia State. Like I knew I was going to major in marketing when I first went to college.
Okay.
And then my mom taught me into the finance aspect. And I think that's what makes me kind of unique is like I got the analytical side and the creative side dialed in. Yeah. So like I understand the data behind marketing. Okay. So it's like, that's what makes you real dangerous. Like the creative side is, don't get, like it's great, it's cool. But I think when you can actually like paint that picture on why things are happening in marketing, that's when you become elite. Yeah. Because now it's like you're making strategic decisions. I'm not just, let me create this, let me do that. No, I looked at the data. We got a 50% open rate on this email, 25% click through. Oh, we need to make more content like this. This will resonate with folks. Yeah. So I'm looking at that all day. But I would say, when it comes to the marketing, and I've been doing this, it's not overnight. 10 years in the making. Yeah. It's my bread and butter. So that's what I do.
Let's talk about it a little bit, because I mean, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all seen this before, but I mean, it's a lot of people out here that's saying that they marketers. Right. A lot of people that's like, oh yeah, I'm I mean, people hit me up and they're like, yo, like, how do I get a job at marketing at a tech company? And I'll look at their background and I'm like, I mean, what, like, and they were like, yeah, I've helped, some churches with their social media. And I'm like, so you explain to people, because I don't want to talk about, because you're better suited to talk about this. What is the difference between just social media marketing, versus a true marketer or a chief marketing officer like yourself?
100%. How I break it down, man, it's like you got generalists and you have specialists. Okay. So like at an executive level or leadership level, your job is to be a visionary and a generalist. Yeah. So I understand marketing on a broad level, and I'm a specialist in certain areas.
Okay, makes sense.
Right? So I would say my core competencies in marketing are like lead generation. You need clients, I'm your guy. I can reach out to strangers, get you meetings booked within 24 hours. No cap. Yeah. And then when it comes to like marketing automation, so I'm good at the marketing ops and marketing operations. So I'm good at setting up the systems, right? But I think when it comes to like a good marketer versus like a a generalist versus a specialist is like you got to be more broad. You got to understand everything from like a high level. So I understand what SEO is, but I'm not the best person to implement SEO strategies.
Yeah.
So I hire an SEO specialist. But when it comes to social media, I mean, social media is important. It's what's making everybody money these days, apparently, or brand awareness. But in my, like, what I'm good at is email marketing. Everybody has an email.
That's true.
I'm not I love social media because it's exposure, but I can get the same exposure by directly emailing you.
Yeah. That's very true.
And it's more guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
no
you putting up a post, and it's you hoping that the person sees
exactly.
it.
And that's why I love it. I always say this quote, like, I control my email list. Like, social media controls algorithms, I control my email list.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
it's crazy.
That's why I always tell you have to capture data. If you're not capturing data with your social media audience, you're not doing it right. So you don't have a newsletter, like a form, I don't care what it is, a lead magnet.
Yeah.
If you're not capturing people's emails, that's Instagram's audience.
Oh,
that's not your audience.
That ain't your girl. That's
Instagram's girl.
That's everybody girl.
That's everybody girl. You feel me? No, real talk.
Yeah.
Because if they don't see your post, they not subscribed. They don't got post notifications on.
Ooh.
It's over with for you. You're hoping they see it.
That's what it is.
You only get 1%, 2% of the people that follow you to see your post anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
But you know how many? I get 50% open rate on my email list.
Ooh.
1 out of 2 people opening my emails. Out of that, 10, 25% clicking a link to go do something that I'm promoting.
Hey, y'all hit the link in our bio and sign up for the Texas New Black newsletter.
right now, please. And thank you. I need your email.
I mean, for real, do that. Y'all know we're gonna be posting about events and stuff like that. But we got an event coming up later on next year. We'll probably rap about it a little bit later. It's something different that we've been seeing with a lot of different tech events. But we'll talk later and talk about how it's different and unique. But you had me thinking when you made that statement about generalists and specialists. There's a quote that I'm sure everybody's heard. And I don't know why I can't think of the it's such a popular quote. It's embarrassing that I can't even think of the beginning of it. But it's the middle part of the quote is master of none.
Okay, you got jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Right.
Now, most people don't actually finish the quote. They stop there. They say it like it's an insult, but the quote is actually a compliment. So the quote starts, jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Right.
But the rest of the quote is that's still better than a master of one.
Right.
So it's like it's better to be a jack of all trades, better to be a generalist.
Yes.
It
is.
Than it is to just be like literally just a master of one.
Yeah. 100%.
And so man,
that's why I love being a generalist.
Yeah.
So like I can do a lot of things, but I understand a lot of things at a broad level to where I can piece things together and put people in position to execute.
Yeah.
So I'm just bringing a vision to my team. All right, bet, let's do this. You want to create a marketplace? Here's how we're going to do it. Here's the roadmap. Here's the blueprint. Here's the playbook. Go execute it.
Yeah, that's fire. Yo, love that.
Yeah.
So look, let us know when you hear the stuff you talking about. I'm trying to think if we can get. Let's transition. If we got time, we'll run it back to the other part. The other part I wanted to talk about with that. All right, look. So there are a lot of gatekeepers in the tech industry.
100%.
A lot of people who don't want to see other people win. But the thing that's really interesting with your story, especially with you and your co-founder, is that you and your co-founder were competition at first, but y'all eventually joined together.
Yep.
Like, bro, how did that happen? Because it wasn't like you had an idea and they had an idea. That's usually when people are like, we should come together. Like, you meet somebody at an event or people meet each other and they're like, bro, I'm thinking about this. Bro, I'm thinking about the same thing. Bro, let's collaborate.
Right.
No.
Right.
Y'all were legit competition. Y'all had things in motion.
Yeah.
And then came together.
Yeah.
So tell the story about really like what you started. So I want to talk a little bit first about what it is that you started and then how that breadcrumbed into you meeting the co-founder and y'all eventually joining forces.
Nah, most def. So I was in college at Georgia State. I was the president of my business fraternity called Alpha Kappa Psi. And that really taught me like the importance of professional development at a high level. And I was helping people like with their resumes, LinkedIn's, cover letters, getting interviews. And then one good friend of mine, he was like, man, you need to start a business doing this because you're doing it well. People are getting jobs and you're helping people like secure opportunities. Other people outside of college need you. Like my mom might need you. My dad might need your help. He's struggling. I'm like, a business? I ain't never thought about starting no business. I was going to corporate. I already secured my job at Adobe.
True that, yeah.
That was my first time ever thinking about entrepreneurship. So I'm like, a business? LLC? I just started doing research. Oh, I got to create an LLC. I got to create a business plan. I started my business plan January 9th, 2020. Oh, about to be 4 years.
Sheesh, yeah.
Crazy. But I started so the business was called Spark Your Resume. Yeah. Came up with this idea to like, how can I help people get jobs? And I always tell people to start because my business plan is nothing what I did, right? Like you learn so much after you start doing and implementing.
Facts.
Because it's things that you're never going to think of when you're writing that plan because you're not doing the work. Yeah. So things come up, HR policy. I'm like, bro, I got to deal with this. I don't know. I ain't never did HR. Yeah. Now I got to go learn about HR and marketing and ops and sales and finance. But I started Spark Your Resume and I heard Brandon, that's my co-founder, and Ahmed and Hansel are the other co-founders, and heard him on Earn Your Leisure. Yeah. I'm on a treadmill at LA Fitness. One of my homies like, yo, this man on Earn Your Leisure say he making like $250K a year, first year in business. I said, no way, send it to me. He's like, it's cap. Send it to me. Send it to me right now.
You like watching like,
I'm like, nah, no way. This man making 250, 20, 23, 24. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get my game up. So I hit him up on Instagram, and he was like, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm about to start my business just like you. Gave me all the game, and I respected that.
Beautiful.
I'm like, oh, he just gave me the game. But what he didn't know, I was the type of guy to go execute.
Yeah.
So I took all that game.
Because that's it. Most people don't execute.
They don't.
Most people, you could give them everything.
And they do nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy. But he gave me all the game.
Don't be that kind of person.
Facts.
You get the gems. Y'all get the gems that he giving. Execute on that.
Facts.
Yeah.
But he gave me all the game. Went to go execute. Start making money. I think I made like $1,000 first 30 days. I was like, okay, cool. That's not bad.
Yeah.
They just start generating revenue. Got to like 10K and start making like 20K, then 30K. I think my highest month working was like 40, 45K.
Yeah, some good
within
money.
like 3 years of doing the business. And it was good. I was running by myself really, like had a little small team of like contractors and everything. But then Brandon came to me. He was like, man, I'm starting this tech company. I got an idea. I was like, man, all right, go start it then. You know what I'm saying? Go build it. Show me, don't tell me, right? Like, go build it. Yeah. He's like, I'll be back with it. All right. He came back. He's like, man, I got it. I was okay, let me check it out. I was actually a customer of RightSeat first.
Okay.
So we started off as like a business management solution, a white label business management solution to help service-based businesses operate. That was our thing. So we built like this whole portal and thing, like whole white label portal that people can manage their business and customers. And I was a customer. I was using it for Spark Your Resume. It was solid. He was like, man, we missing marketing. Like we gotta get our brand out there. We gotta get more customers.
Yeah.
Like we need you on our team. Bro, it took him 8 months to convince me to join.
Dang.
Literally.
What I'm curious. What during that 8 months was in the moment like was kind of like the hang up. And then what was it that eventually kind of said, made you say, yo, let's go ahead and do this?
Now, one thing, I had to let my ego go.
Oh, bro, that's so important.
Like, I was like, man, I'm about to work for somebody else.
Bro, I appreciate that transparency.
You know
that's a real thing. We don't talk about that enough. Yeah.
That's facts. And I'm like, even like in this black tech community space, like, I'm trying to see everybody win, bro. That's enough money for everybody. Yeah. Real talk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to put everybody in position as much as I can. But that's why I had to let my ego go, man. I was like, man, I don't work for nobody else. Man, I got my own business. We doing all right. I can probably make $1 million, and if I just keep going. But I was like, man, we could do a lot more together.
Yes, man.
So Brandon is the product. Like he had product, and then Hansel was the CTO, and then Ahmed was sales.
Yeah.
So he already had
he's here right now.
Yeah. We already had a team, and he had a solid team.
Yeah.
And I lacked product and engineering. I don't know how to code. I have no idea how to build a product.
Yeah, me
too. At all. I just learned about Figma, while I'm working at RightSeat. And I looked at that as an opportunity for me to join and bring my skill set to the table, and that was the gap they needed to fill. So I'm like, oh, this is a pure play. Like, if we come together, we can do way more than us trying to compete.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was a no-brainer. Became a co-founder, equity in the company, things like that. So it was a good deal.
Yeah.
It made sense, right? You'd rather have 10% of something versus 100% of nothing.
That's what Jay-Z said.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And now we're running, man. We raised $2.5 million December last year.
Man,
actually,
major
December last year today. December 16th last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, that's wild.
1 year in, bro, from raising the money. That's crazy.
Man, that's beautiful.
That's
man.
crazy,
Major
man.
Congratulations.
Nah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we did. That's how we came together, and then it's been running ever since. So I joined March 2022, and then we raised the money last year December, and now we rocking.
That's so fire, bro. Yo, y'all let me know in the comments. You know, would you like? I guess what would you done in that scenario?
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, some of y'all will say like, nah. You know, you'd rather have 100% of a business that's doing $500,000 a year.
Yep.
You know, which is totally fine. You know, or would you rather have? And I'm not speaking specifically about his salary. I'm just giving an example.
Of course, yeah.
Or would you rather be making maybe taking home 150K a year? You know, partner with someone where, okay, now it's going to take longer, but longevity wise, maybe 5 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 10 years.
Exit.
It's like the outcome, the exit is like something crazy.
Crazy.
Like what would you prefer? You know, no answer is wrong or right. Definitely just want to know y'all's opinion on that. And man, so that's really fire. You know, there's a quote that goes, you know, you can go faster alone, but further together.
Yep.
And
that's what I thought.
And that really summarizes like the whole thing.
Literally.
Like straight up.
Literally. I mean, it takes a really good team to grow a great business. Like, for real. And I think people underestimate that.
Hey y'all, we have some incredible news that I'm super excited about to finally announce our private tech community. Yes, you heard that right. A private tech community exclusively for you all who want more than just the podcast. You want more than just the FAQs. You want to talk with tech recruiters. You want to talk with hiring managers. You want to talk with coaches. You want to talk with people that can help with editing and rewriting your resume. Maybe you're somebody where you just want to be a part of a community where we're talking about updates of what's happening in the software industry. Y'all, this community that we've launched is also going to involve a Discord where we're going to be talking about updates in tech. We're going to be talking about companies that are hiring. We're going to be talking about upcoming tech events. So that way you don't have to miss any of the gems that I know, but not even just what I know, but the gems that friends of mine that are also in the tech industry know as well. So if you want to be a part of that community, go ahead and sign up so that way you can join us. We have a few different tiers. Ultimately, it's all tuned in for you. Oh, and last thing, also within this community, we're going to be streaming all of our interviews with our podcast guests. So instead of you having to wait months to watch the videos later on, you'll actually be able to watch the interviews in real time and ask your live questions to those guests. So make sure you join our tech community.
Do you believe more business owners, especially small business owners or people starting out that might be struggling right now, that might have competition, do you believe that they would benefit if they joined with their, you know, quote unquote competition?
I do, man. I think one thing about like me joining the team is that we all have different perspectives.
True.
So Brandon might see something, I might see something, Ahmed might see something, and then we all collaborate. So like, we honestly believe that 1 + 1 + 1 = 10.
Yeah.
So our ideas together, 3x is us, just my idea alone.
Yeah.
Right? So our different perspectives, us masterminding all the time, just coming up with ideas, you know, chopping it up, like that, man, I wish I could just see us just in a room on a whiteboard. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the amount of ideas that we come up with, I think if people partner with their competition because they understand the business, y'all doing the same thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing that people don't get.
Yeah.
It's like y'all both have expertise in this space. Why would you not partner?
Y'all have different connects that y'all can bring all your connections together.
My network becomes your
Resources.
network.
Man.
My resources become your resources.
Yeah.
And now we're dominant.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop us. We're unstoppable at this point.
Man, that's so real. So real.
That's how I look at it.
And then at that point, also now you just, let's say you and your competition are basically 50-50 or neck and neck in terms of y'all's individual market share. You just doubled your market share.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, it's such a good game. I'm happy you sharing this.
It's a no-brainer.
It's fire. Super fire.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yo, so you and your co-founders.
Yep.
Y'all are young, making money, mildly attractive. I'm cracking. Y'all, but before we started recording, when I went over some of the questions, I made that one. They like died laughing. Like, it was crazy.
I'm dead.
So look, y'all could live anywhere in the world. Like, y'all could live in a Vegas, Miami, Dubai. I'm seeing a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, true.
You know, y'all could live honestly anywhere, but y'all are, predominantly, if not all of y'all, are in Tulsa.
Yep.
So what was, like, why did y'all make that decision? Is there some strategy behind that? Why that choice?
Yeah, so when we raised the $2.5 million, one of our investors, Atento Capital, is based in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. So part of our deal was that we had to move to Tulsa for at least a year to rebuild like the tech scene.
Okay.
Tulsa actually just got named the tech hub by the White House about a month ago. Oh, it's up and coming. I think it would be honestly the Midwest Charlotte.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's going crazy right now.
I think Tulsa's next up.
Ooh.
And I'm not just saying I'm there. We've been there since February. Yeah. It's people. It's like 1.3 million in population. It's not like some rural area. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not. People think that though until they come. But it's restaurants, bars, everything is there.
Yeah.
Of course, not Atlanta or Vegas or LA, but
that's better to y'all's point though. Yeah. Just the opportunity. I know you. I'm trying to make sure I'm not tripping. Yep. Did you buy a house out there?
Yeah, I got a house. Yeah. A 1 mile from downtown, 350.
Oh my gosh.
3 beds, 2.5 baths, 2,000 square feet, new build, 2023.
Crazy.
Backyard, everything. Fire.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I love it. That house will probably be worth like 1.2 in the next 10, 15 years.
I'm
one
curious.
of my best investments.
This is a huge sidebar. This doesn't have anything to do with tech, but let me know in the comments if y'all are familiar with. There's a really popular pastor that's out there.
Oh yeah, Michael Todd.
Yeah, Michael Todd.
Yep.
I wonder. I'm curious. I wonder how valuable his basically his growth, like how much traffic that brought to Tulsa. I know a lot of people move there. They're like, yo, I want to join his church. I wonder, like, yes. Obviously any type of like growing business, brings business brings business into a city. I wonder just the actual impact he had. Not an answer you could give me, but just something I just kind of was thinking about.
I've been going to the church.
Oh,
and I've met people that literally moved from all over just to be going to transformation.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to Tulsa for transformation.
Are y'all, those of y'all watching, let me know in the comments if y'all are fans of Michael Todd. I know he's controversial. Like, some people love him.
Right.
Some people will be whatever. He definitely's done a couple things, but overall, I don't ever judge him. I'm like, bro, if I was a pastor, I'd end up doing some goofy stuff too.
Yeah, you're still human at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody makes mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I know his brother really well. He stayed like right down the street from me. So it's pretty cool.
If I was a pastor, and don't let Eric and Rhea drop clips of me, because whenever they edit in the podcast, sometimes I'll say something goofy that I didn't mean to say, or I didn't even notice I said it, and then Eric, he'll share it in a group while he's editing it. And they always like clowning me and laughing at me.
I'm dead.
So yeah, if I was a pastor, Eric could be embarrassing the mess out of me.
That's good company culture, man. Y'all can laugh. I'm dead. That's funny.
Look, so but yeah, so kind of leading in or continuing on. So you explained why you chose Tulsa.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Huge opportunity that's there.
Yep.
But let's kind of transition a little bit.
Yep.
So, want to know about, I guess, like dating scene, dating life.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of the ladies that's going to be in the comments that's watching probably going to be like, yo, what's something trying to bag me up? Shoot, a lot of girls talking about a tech daddy, a tech babe, or. I feel that. But I'm like, at this point, a lot of them probably going to be like, nah, I want a tech founder. You know how women, they want one thing at first and they realize there's something better. So it's like a lot of women at first they weren't even paying attention to tech dudes. That's now facts. they like, oh, is that going to the bag? But then they gonna start hearing these valuations because they, a lot of women, on the women who's watched the podcast, they might have seen dudes talk about I work this role in tech, I make about $200K a year, but then they hear like Oh, but y'all got a $2 million valuation? Hold up, bump you play. I'm trying to go for the tech founder. It's like, wait, you got how much equity in your company? They start doing the math and stuff like that.
Count the numbers.
Like, okay, cool. They go low key. They gonna start doing that at these conferences. And so the same way they be looking at our watches and stuff, or looking at what card we pull out. Y'all know they be watching all those different little things. And they always looking at stuff. And so, what'd you say when you said don't do that?
Nobody be doing that.
Oh no.
They do.
Yes. Yeah, they
100%.
Yeah,
They taking notes.
Let Aja tell you, it's some homegirls I've introduced her to that were trying to teach her stuff. They were like, girl, if a man, if he, like when he pull out his car, look at which car he paying with for the meal. It's like, dang, it ain't cool. He just paying for the meal.
Right.
It matters what car he's paying with.
That's wild.
I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think about that.
That's wild.
I don't know. It's crazy.
The meal's paid for.
It's like, yo, what if he hit his 30% limit on one card and he trying to like balance out his credit properly? He's like, yo, I'm gonna use the Discover card this time because I'm only using 5%. I want to use 10% of it for credit utilization. Yo, what if he? They not thinking about that stuff. They don't care about that. Yo, but kind of on this topic though, I want to know. I'm curious. And y'all let us know in the comments too. And again, going back to the giveaway that we're doing, we're going to explain the giveaway in a minute. Yep. But the giveaway is going to be based on your answer to this. Not based on your answer. Whatever your answer is fine. But we're going to choose 10 of you for the giveaway that have answered this question. So make sure you're engaged with this part and that you bring just really your answer in general in the comments. Now, the question is, all right, so let's say you're out. Yep. You meet a young woman. Yep. Reversal, ladies, you meet a guy. Would you prefer to meet a woman and she asks you like, okay, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm a co-tech founder. I'm a co-founder of a tech company. Right. You know, we have AI. We do this, do that. Would you prefer for a girl to be like, I don't know what any of that is. Right. I mean, maybe we could talk about it later on a date or something, or I could get to know some of that stuff. Right. You know, but I mean, it seems cool. Would you prefer that? Would you prefer for the girl to be like, oh my God, like a star? Okay, what's the technology do? You do this? Oh, okay, what valuation did y'all get? Right. All right, cool. Y'all, okay, you know, or not valuation, but like what kind of funding did y'all get and all these other pieces.
Are you VC backed? Are you,
would it be more of a turn on to where you're like, dang, this girl, like she asking some questions, like she knows some stuff. Yeah. Or would it be more of like a, it seemed like you just trying to get to the bag. Like, what would you kind of prefer in that scenario?
Nah, I think it's a turn on, man. I like smart women.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like, you can keep up with me. You most definitely can get my number.
Yeah. Hey, ladies. Like he just said. Oh, he said you can get my number.
No facts. No facts.
He ain't said I want you to ever say you can get my number.
No facts.
That's hilarious.
I like a girl that can keep up, man. Like, I feel like that's very, very important. I feel like, I mean, for any relationship, like, mental stability is key. And it's a lot of women that can't keep up with us.
Yeah, that's real. So, that's real. Hey, ladies, look, if y'all, I mean, let us know if y'all disagree in the comments. If y'all like, no, it's a lot of men that can't keep up with us.
Nah.
You know, let us know.
I ain't trying to start no war out here.
I mean, that's all love. It's just different perspective and stuff like that. I mean, you know, just, you know, y'all, when y'all see them at a tech, one of these tech events or sometime, be like, oh yeah, you the dude that said
can't keep up with me.
Can't keep up. I can keep up with you. You know, that's good stuff. But yeah, let us know in the comments your perspective, like how you would deal with that scenario. Ladies, same thing. Like, would you does it matter if a guy is aware of, you know, what you do in tech or aware of what's happening in the tech industry? Does it? I mean, maybe what if he's a medical doctor or a lawyer and he just doesn't know about the tech stuff, but he's still doing very well for himself? Like, what's your opinion on it? Again, your answer is totally fine, but we're going to be choosing 10 of you, not based on your answer, but we're going to be choosing 10 of you that have answered in the comments. So make sure you answer this question. We're going to be checking the comments, and 10 of you are going to win the giveaway. Now, bro, can you please explain to them what the giveaway is, like what it's going to look like for them?
Yeah, so we're going to partner with Tech is the New Black to give you access to a career mobility tool that allows you to pretty much streamline your job search. So you have access to build your resume, cover letter, do interview prep, negotiate your salary, track your contacts, and track your jobs all in one hub. So I think that's going to be pretty dope. If you're job searching, this is most definitely a giveaway that you want to take advantage of. Yeah,
it's going to be 30 days free. Now, for those of you that you're thinking like, well, you know, I'm good, I got my job in tech, I'm straight. Like, yo, again, still engage with the comments, because if you win the giveaway, that's literally something you can pass over to someone that you know needs help. We all know somebody that needs some help. So so definitely take advantage of this. So yeah, all right, so Now you're 25 years old. Or excuse me, 26 years old.
Yeah,
I keep doing that.
No, good.
Because I know. Because again, y'all, I saw him on Big Tech Energy. That was literally the same day we met in person. You were being interviewed. Then I think I was getting ready to go on afterwards, or vice versa.
Yeah,
no, it was the opposite.
You ended. I was about to go.
Yeah,
I was about to go on.
And yeah, so you're 26.
Yep.
You're crushing it. What is your biggest business pet peeve? Because it's a lot of people out here. It's like, yo, I'm starting a business. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And again, the thing that really caught my attention when I watched your interview was, again, the gems you were dropping. It showed me like, yo, he actually knows. Because a lot of people can talk high level business stuff.
Right.
Now, a lot of people are becoming millionaires, but you can, as you talk to them, you realize like they're kind of sort of an accidental millionaire.
100%.
You know, believe it or not,
COVID.
there's a lot of people
COVID
who accidentally, COVID, exactly. You know, or somebody will, again, they'll be a specialist. They'll have a skill set on social media. They'll start to do it, and for some reason it'll go viral.
Right.
And then they'll make a bunch of money, and then they'll think, oh, I could just continue doing this, but because they don't have certain systems in place, you know, maybe they don't have like, you know, I don't know, pixels like when, you know, set up, or a funnel, or blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know, like they don't really have a true business. So eventually it starts to fail and go downhill. What is your biggest business pet peeve that you see? Maybe something that's common that most people won't even know is a problem.
Biggest business pet peeve. Like when I talk to other founders, like I think if you just don't know how to articulate your business is like one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like, how are you a founder and don't know how to pitch?
Yeah.
That's not acceptable.
It's like that's your baby.
Right. Like,
yeah,
I can explain your business in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's natural at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you can do that, you don't really care about your business.
Yeah.
Right. So I think a founder, and even personally, like professionally, if you can't explain what you do and articulate your skill sets and values to a person that you're like randomly meeting, and they really interested and want to know more like who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, you need to practice that.
Yeah.
For real, because you just never know who you're gonna meet on the street. You're out in an event, like people. You should know how to like have your elevator pitch down pat.
Yeah.
And like practice it over and over and over again, whether it's in the mirror with your friends, whatever the case may be. But I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, if you can't explain your business in 30 seconds, then you got some work to do.